Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
It's great to be back.
Today we're going to be taking a look at Mahindra and Mahindra.
Oh, Mahindra and Mahindra.
Yeah, their Q3 2025 performance.
Okay.
We've got their financial reports right here
All right.
and their press release. And honestly, there's some pretty interesting things in here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, get this,
Okay.
they are now #1 in SUVs in India.
Wow.
Tractors,
Really?
light commercial vehicles under 3.5 tons,
Huh.
and electric three-wheelers.
That's quite a portfolio.
I know. That's a whole lot of market domination.
Yeah, that's impressive. Achieving that kind of leadership across so many different segments.
Right.
It really says something about their strategy.
Yeah.
And how well they understand what the Indian market needs.
For sure. So let's break down some of these impressive results.
Right.
Starting with the big picture. Their consolidated profit after tax,
Okay.
or PIT.
Yeah.
Just threw that in there for anyone following along at home.
Sure.
It shot up 20% to reach a massive 3,181 crore rupees.
That's huge.
And that's really fueled by strong performance across basically all their businesses.
So not just one sector doing well?
No. Vehicles, farm equipment, financial services, tech. Seems like they've got their hands in everything.
It's interesting because it's not just about growth,
Oh,
What else is there?
well, their profitability numbers are pretty remarkable, too.
Okay, like what?
Take their return on equity, or ROE, as it's commonly known.
Okay.
Year to date, it's sitting at a very healthy 18.4%.
And remind me again what that means exactly.
Sure, so basically, for every 100 rupees invested in Mahindra, they're generating 18.4 rupees in profit.
Got it. So is that good?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah.
a key indicator of how well the company is using its resources
Makes sense.
to generate returns for its shareholders.
Okay, cool. And then there's their earnings per share,
Right, EPS.
which hit 86 rupees.
Again, a very positive sign.
So basically, things are looking pretty good for Mahindra and its investors. It seems that way. Their financial performance is definitely strong.
Okay, so let's get into some of the specifics then. Starting with their automotive sector.
All right.
This is really where they've been making headlines, right?
Yeah, they've captured the top spot in a number of vehicle categories.
It's pretty crazy. But their SUV performance,
Their SUVs are doing exceptionally well.
they really are. Their revenue market share jumped a full 2 percentage points to hit 23%.
That's a pretty significant gain in such a crowded market.
I know. It's huge. Especially with so many companies fighting for a piece of that SUV market share.
Yeah, the competition is fierce.
So what do you think is behind their success?
Well, for one, they've been strategically updating their SUV lineup,
Okay, yeah, I've seen ads for some new models.
bringing in fresh models that really capture attention.
Right. And they're getting a lot of buzz too, right? Like with awards and stuff.
Exactly, like the Thar ROXX.
Oh, yeah, the Thar ROXX.
That model has won several awards, actually.
I feel like I've seen that name everywhere.
It's won ICIATati and the Autocar Car of the Year.
Wow, two big ones.
And those kinds of accolades don't just boost their image.
It's got to help with sales too.
It absolutely does. Attracts new customers who maybe hadn't even considered Mahindra before,
Yeah, it makes you take them seriously.
especially when those awards come from reputable sources.
Okay, but it's not just about fancy SUVs, is it?
Not at all.
I mean, they're also leading in light commercial vehicles.
Ah, yes. The less glamorous but essential LCVs.
Right. Those under 3.5 tons.
Exactly. These vehicles are the backbone of a lot of businesses,
Oh, yeah, for sure. They keep things moving.
transporting goods, supporting various industries.
So how are they doing in that segment?
Mahindra has a commanding market share there,
Over 51%, actually.
which really shows how well they understand this crucial market.
Yeah, it seems like they really have a pulse on what businesses need.
It's clear they've done their homework.
Okay, so they're doing great with the SUVs. They're killing it with commercial vehicles.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
But what about their move into electric vehicles?
That's a smart move on their part.
I think so, too. Everyone's talking about EVs these days.
Well, they've launched the BE6 and the XEV9e,
Oh, yeah, they're new electric SUVs.
which signals their commitment to the EV market.
It shows they're not just dipping their toes in the water.
They're diving in head first.
And I feel like that's a good strategy, right?
It is, given how much the government is pushing for electric mobility.
Yeah, and more people are becoming environmentally conscious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So offering a range of EVs,
It makes sense.
it's a smart way to cater to those buyers looking for sustainable vehicles.
Okay, so Mahindra's killing it in the automotive sector,
It seems so.
leading across multiple segments, including EVs.
Yeah, they're covering a lot of bases.
But how are the actual numbers? How is this translating to profit?
Well, their standalone automotive profit before interest and tax, that's PVIT,
Okay.
it surged by a very impressive 37%
Wow.
to reach 2,167 crore rupees.
That's a huge jump.
It is. They're not just growing, they're becoming more profitable.
Yeah, that's the ideal combination.
And their PBIT margin, which tells us how much profit they're making on each rupee of sales,
Yeah.
that also expanded, hitting 9.7%.
Okay, so they're getting more efficient.
Exactly. Managing their costs well and really refining their operations.
So zooming out a bit, how do all these pieces fit together, like from the SUVs to the EVs to the commercial vehicles?
Okay.
How is that all contributing to the company's overall financial picture?
Well, if we look at their consolidated numbers, which include all their different subsidiaries and ventures,
Okay.
their automotive revenue is up by 21%,
Two.
23,391 crore rupees. And their consolidated P
Yeah.
also jumped by 20% to reach 1,438 crore rupees.
So it's a real success story across the board.
It seems to be.
They're gaining market share, boosting profitability, and really embracing those new areas like electric vehicles.
They're definitely on a roll.
But Mahindra's story doesn't end with cars and trucks, does it?
Not at all. There's another major piece of the puzzle. Their farm equipment sector?
Oh, right. Tractors.
Exactly. And their performance there is equally impressive, maybe even more so.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm intrigued. Let's dive into that next time then.
Sounds good. We'll explore the world of tractors and farm tech in our next deep dive.
Can't wait. So stay tuned, everyone.
All right, so we're back.
Ready to get into the world of tractors.
Yes, Mahindra's farm equipment performance.
I gotta admit, when I think of Mahindra, tractors aren't usually the first thing that comes to mind.
I understand that.
But looking at these reports, maybe they should be.
Well, their farm equipment sector is definitely a powerhouse.
They are just crushing it.
Yeah, their market share for Q3 reached a record high,
Oh, wow. What was it?
44.2%.
Okay, so almost half of all tractors sold in India are Mahindra tractors.
That's right.
That's incredible. What's the secret to that kind of success?
Well, there's definitely a strong element of brand loyalty.
Yeah, makes sense.
Indian farmers have trusted Mahindra tractors for generations.
Right. Their parents probably used them, their grandparents too.
Exactly. It's a legacy.
But Mahindra hasn't just been coasting on that, right?
Oh, no, they've been constantly innovating.
Okay, good.
Introducing new models with advanced features that meet the changing needs of modern agriculture.
So it's not your grandpa's tractor anymore.
Not at all.
What kind of things are we talking about here?
Well, for example, they've been focusing on fuel efficiency.
Oh, that's got to be huge, especially with fuel costs always going up.
It is. And then there are things like precision farming capabilities.
Okay, and what does that mean exactly?
It allows farmers to be much more precise with their planting, their fertilization, their harvesting.
Oh, so it's all about optimizing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Using technology to get the most out of their land and their resources.
Very cool.
Anything else?
They're also really focusing on operator comfort.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would be important. Long hours out in the fields.
Exactly. So they're incorporating ergonomic designs.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Got to take care of those farmers.
Absolutely. Happy farmers, productive farms.
All right, so it sounds like they're really modernizing the whole farming experience.
That's a good way to put it.
But let's talk about the financial side of things. How's this translating into profit?
Well, their standalone farm equipment, PBIT,
PBIT.
profit before interest and tax.
Okay, got it.
It jumped by a massive 42%
Whoa.
to hit 1,479 crore rupees.
That's even more than the jump we saw with their automotive sector.
It is. They're
Yeah.
clearly doing something right.
And it's not just about selling more tractors, right?
No, their profitability is increasing too.
Okay, so what's their PBIT margin at?
An impressive 18.1%.
Okay, so they're making a good profit on each tractor they sell.
And that margin expanded by 2.6 percentage points compared to the same time last year.
So they're becoming more efficient.
Exactly.
Now, zooming out to the bigger picture, how does this farm equipment success factor into the company's overall performance?
Well, on a consolidated level, their farm equipment revenue grew by a healthy 11%,
Okay, to reach?
9,537 crore rupees. And their consolidated PAT for this segment also rose by 11% to 996 crore rupees.
So their various subsidiaries and joint ventures are doing well too. It seems so, which further boosts the company's overall bottom line.
It's interesting. Mahindra is not just a car company or a tractor company.
Yeah.
They're excelling in both these sectors that are so vital to the Indian economy.
It's a powerful combination, having a foothold in both these worlds.
It's almost like they've got two completely different businesses going on at the same time.
In a way, they do. And what's remarkable is that they're managing to do it so well.
Yeah, especially with all the global challenges happening right now. Supply chain issues, fluctuating prices, all that stuff.
It's definitely a testament to their resilience and adaptability.
So looking ahead, what do you see for the future of their farm equipment business?
I think there's still a lot of potential for growth.
Really? Why is that?
Well, India's agriculture sector is enormous, and it still relies heavily on tractors.
Right. It's not all high-tech automated farms yet.
Exactly. And as long as Mahindra keeps innovating, meeting those evolving needs of Indian farmers, whether it's with fuel-efficient models or advanced technology, I think they're in a great position to maintain their leadership.
And what about all the new technologies coming out? Automation, data-driven farming, maybe even autonomous tractors someday.
I think that's where things are headed.
It seems like there's a whole new frontier opening up for Mahindra in the ag tech space.
Absolutely. We could see tractors becoming even more sophisticated.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Collecting data on soil conditions, on crop health, weather patterns,
Oh, wow.
and using that data to optimize every aspect of farming.
That's like the tractor becomes a mobile command center for the whole farm?
Exactly. And I think Mahindra, with its understanding of both agriculture and technology, is well positioned to lead this transformation.
Okay, so we've covered their automotive performance, which is amazing, and their farm equipment, which is equally impressive.
Two very different but very successful sectors.
But what about all their other ventures? Financial services, technology,
Right.
even hospitality and logistics. What's going on there?
Well, Mahindra is a very diverse company.
Yeah, they've got their fingers in a lot of pies.
And that diversification is a key part of their strategy.
Okay, so they're spreading the risk a bit.
Exactly. Not putting all their eggs in one basket.
So how are those other businesses doing?
Well, their financial services arm, Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Services,
Yeah.
saw their assets under management, or AUM, grow by 19%.
Okay, and that means?
They're managing a larger pool of funds, which is good news for their financial services business.
Gotcha. And what about their technology arm? Tech Mahindra, right?
That's right.
We always hear about how much the IT sector is booming in India.
Yeah, it's a hot market.
So how are they performing in that space?
Tech Mahindra has been focusing on improving its profitability.
Okay.
Their EBIT margin jumped by an impressive 4.8 percentage points.
So they're getting more efficient.
Exactly, which is essential in such a competitive industry.
So it seems like they're doing well across the board.
They are firing on all cylinders, you could say.
But I'm curious, with such a wide range of businesses,
Yeah.
how do they manage to keep everything running smoothly?
Well, that's a good question. And it really comes down to their organizational structure and their leadership.
Okay, now so.
They've organized their businesses into distinct sectors,
Makes sense.
each with its own leadership team and its own strategic focus.
So they've got some autonomy.
Exactly, which allows them to be more agile and responsive to their specific markets.
But they're still part of the larger Mahindra ecosystem.
That's right. They can benefit from the brand strength.
Yeah, and shared resources, I imagine.
Exactly. So it's like a collection of smaller, more nimble companies operating under one big umbrella.
I like that analogy. And it seems to be working well for them.
It does. It gives them the best of both worlds, flexibility and stability.
Okay. But with so many different parts moving at the same time,
Right.
how do they make sure everything is aligned with their overall vision?
Well, that's where their strong leadership team comes in.
Really?
They've got a very clear vision for the company.
And what is that vision?
It emphasizes innovation, sustainability, creating value for all their stakeholders.
Sounds good to me.
And they've built a culture that empowers employees to think creatively and to drive growth across all their businesses.
So it's not just a top-down approach.
No, it's about empowering everyone to contribute.
It seems like a really effective approach.
And the results speak for themselves.
They do.
Okay.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Their automotive performance, their farm equipment success, their financial services, their technology ventures. Wow,
Mahindra is a company that's constantly pushing forward.
they really are. But I know they're also involved in real estate, hospitality, logistics.
That's right, a truly diverse portfolio.
So how do those businesses fit into the bigger picture?
Well, they may not be as large as their automotive or farm equipment divisions,
Yeah.
but they still contribute to their overall success.
In what way?
Take Mahindra Life Spaces, their real estate arm.
Okay.
They recorded residential pre-sales of 334 crore rupees. And Club Mahindra, their hospitality arm.
Oh, yeah, the vacation resorts.
Exactly. They saw a 5% increase in their total income.
It's amazing how they've built such a diverse business that touches so many parts of the Indian economy.
It is. It speaks to their ambition and their ability to spot those growth opportunities.
So it's not just about cars or tractors.
No.
It's about building a resilient, multifaceted business that can weather any storm,
Precisely. They're not reliant on any single sector for their success.
which is a smart strategy in today's world.
It is. The key takeaway here is that Mahindra's success is all about balance.
Balance.
Yes, balancing their core strengths with a commitment to innovation and diversification.
Makes sense.
They're constantly evolving, exploring new avenues.
While also making sure their existing businesses are strong.
Exactly. It's a powerful combination.
It's clearly working for them.
It is. But of course, with all the success, there are also challenges.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No business is immune to challenges.
Exactly. And Mahindra faces some headwinds that could impact their future performance.
Oh, okay. Like what? What kind of things are we talking about?
Well, we'll dive into those challenges and the factors that will shape their future success in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, sounds good. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Mahindra and Mahindra.
Yeah, ready to wrap things up.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We have. Their Q3 performance has been pretty impressive.
They're really firing on all cylinders, it seems.
They are. But as with any company, there are always challenges.
Yeah, for sure. No business is perfect.
Mahindra's got some potential headwinds they'll have to navigate.
Like what? What kind of challenges are we talking about?
Well, first off, you've got the whole global economic situation.
Right. Things are a bit shaky out there.
Exactly. There's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, recession worries, trade tensions, all that stuff.
All of those could impact consumer demand,
Yeah.
disrupt supply chains, increase costs for Mahindra.
Yeah, those are big factors that are totally out of their control.
Unfortunately, yeah. And then there's always competition,
Oh yeah, competition never sleeps.
especially in these fast-moving sectors like EVs and tech.
They're leading in a lot of areas right now, but they can't afford to get complacent.
Exactly. New players are emerging all the time, and the existing ones are upping their game.
It's a constant race.
It is. So Mahindra needs to stay agile.
And keep innovating, right?
Absolutely. And they've got a good track record of doing that.
Yeah, they've been around for a while, weathered a lot of storms.
They have, but they can't just rely on past success.
They have to keep looking ahead, anticipating trends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Investing in the right technologies.
So it's like a chess game, always thinking a few moves ahead.
That's a good way to put it. And then there's the challenge of managing that diverse portfolio of theirs.
Right, all those different businesses.
It's a strength, but it also requires careful attention.
They have to make sure each piece is working in harmony,
Exactly. Like conducting an orchestra.
making sure all the instruments are playing the right notes at the right time.
And then, of course, there's sustainability.
Oh yeah, that's a big one these days.
It is. As a major company, they have a responsibility to be environmentally and socially conscious.
Consumers are demanding that now.
They are. And Mahindra seems to be taking it seriously.
Yeah, I've seen their initiatives on reducing their carbon footprint,
They're promoting sustainable practices.
supporting communities.
But it's an ongoing process.
They have to keep proving their commitment.
Absolutely. So we've got global economic uncertainties.
Yeah,
Fierce competition, the balancing act of their portfolio, and the need to be sustainable.
that's a lot to juggle.
It is. But on the flip side, they've also got some key factors working in their favor.
Okay, let's hear about those.
Well, first off, they really understand the Indian market.
Yeah, they've been here forever.
They have a long history in India.
Strong relationships with customers, suppliers, communities.
All of that gives them valuable insights.
It's like having a home field advantage.
Exactly. And then there's their brand reputation.
Yeah, Mahindra's a trusted name.
They are known for quality, reliability.
People know they can count on Mahindra.
And that's huge, especially in India, where brand loyalty is so important.
For sure. And they've got that commitment to innovation.
Yeah, we've seen that throughout our deep dive.
They're not afraid to push boundaries, try new things.
And that's essential in today's world.
Yeah, they're not just keeping up, they're setting the pace.
Exactly. And lastly, they've got that strong leadership team and a great culture.
We talked about that earlier.
It's worth emphasizing.
They have a clear vision.
They do, and a culture that fosters collaboration and innovation.
That's the recipe for success.
It really is. So overall, I'd say Mahindra's well-positioned for the future.
Yeah, but they've got those challenges to keep in mind.
They do. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate it all.
Definitely. Well, we've covered a ton in this deep dive.
We have, from their financial performance to their key businesses,
The challenges, the opportunities.
the whole picture.
I feel pretty informed now.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's been a fascinating look at a company that's truly shaping India.
It has. So before we go, we want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Mahindra?
What stood out to you? Head over to the comments and let us know.
We love hearing your perspectives.
And if you want to learn even more about Mahindra,
Yeah, check out their website.
explore those financial reports.
There's a wealth of information out there.
That's right. Keep learning, keep exploring, and join us next time for another deep dive into the world of business and finance.
Until then, stay curious.
See you all later.